The best of money matters. Right Business.
Welcome to The Right Business, where we dive deep into the stories of trailblazers who dare to disrupt the status quo, find the gap in the market to find the right business. Hello, I'm Hongbin Jeong. Now, parking has always been a fundamental yet often overlooked aspect of urban life. As cities grow and populations swell, the demand for efficient parking solutions has skyrocketed, leading to congestion, frustration, and, of course, wasted time. And traditional parking systems, in many cases, are struggling to keep up with these challenges. Soul Parking, however, has set out to change that by leveraging cutting-edge technology to transform the way we think about and use parking spaces. So to dive deeper into how Soul Parking is addressing these challenges and shaping the future of urban parking, joining us today is Kenneth Darmansjah, who is the CEO of Soul Parking. Hi, Kenneth. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Hongbin. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Kenneth, just want to start off the interview by asking, what gaps did you identify in Indonesia's parking and mobility landscape that led you to start Soul Parking?
Sure, yeah. So when we started Soul Parking, we saw several key issues in Indonesia's urban parking landscape. First, there was a severe lack of organized and efficient park solution, and which makes up to the majority of vehicles like motorcycles in Jakarta. As well as that, the traditional parking system, which relies heavily on manual operation. As a result, this leads to inefficiency, loss of revenue, and long queues. And moreover, there's also a struggle from the property owners to maximize their land value. By recognizing these gaps, we built Soul Parking to provide a smarter and more structured approach, leveraging technology to create a seamless experience while optimizing the space utilization.
I see. And because of the gap you've identified, this has led to the creation of Soul Parking, which aims to tackle it through efficient parking management powered by technology. What role did technology then play in the creation of Soul Parking's solutions, and what was the thought process behind integrating these technologies, to address parking challenges in urban areas?
Sure. So technology is at the core of everything we do. So basically, we address three major pain points, one being space efficiency, two being the operational control, and last is the user experience. So we developed two products, one called the compact motorcycle storage. Essentially, it's to increase the parking capacity by only using a 60 meter square plot of land, and thereby you're able to give more revenue and net income to the landowner. And secondly, using our operating system, where we provide cloud-based parking technology and also giving real-time monitoring and data analytics for the end customer. As a result, this gives the landowners more data-driven decisions to improve their operational efficiency.
I see. Well, you've implemented vertical parking systems for motorcycles as well as cloud-based OS. Could you walk us through how these work together? I mean, what specific challenges did these solutions overcome, both in terms of physical space and operational efficiency?
Sure. So our vertical parking system for motorcycles is the first ever in the world that focuses on two-wheelers. Essentially, it's like an elevator parking that essentially stacks multiple bikes in a compact space using our steel structure. And we also have the elevator function in the middle, right? So it can go up and down within 60 seconds from the bottom floor all the way to the 8th floor. And basically, this is a game changer in high-density areas like Jakarta, as well as other congested cities like Bali, Surabaya, and so on, right? Moreover, the land is getting scarce and also expensive. So this solution actually is very active to tackle those problems. At the same time, the OS cloud-based feature essentially provide parking facility with, increase in revenue, tracking the transparency, and reducing operational expense. So there's typically manless operation right now, so you don't actually need manpower on the ground. Typically, you just need a 1 or 2 person standby. And these, as-applied hardware, basically combined with the real-time analytics, provides you more of the data points as mentioned, right? Which is the occupancy rate, the revenue, and as well as tracking the space utilization. And by combining these two solutions, basically we solve two major issues, which are the space constraints and also the operational inefficiency.
I see. Well, overall, Kenneth, in what ways have these technologies transformed the parking experience, not just in terms of space utilization, but also in terms of, convenience and accessibility for drivers? And how have property owners benefited from this shift as well?
Sure. For end customer, our user, basically they want the parking journey to be as fast as possible, right? So we made the technology to be frictionless. So we provided, an early checkout feature where previously, before using our solution, motorcycle can be stacked across 10 different layers, right? You're parked in the very first row. It's going to be very difficult for you to get out, right? You actually need like half an hour to get out. But using this mobile app, basically you can instruct our parking attendant, and then basically he or she will place it in the docking zone. And once you arrive to the location, you can just get out straight away. For the landowner, basically they need more additional income, right? Because they need, the revenue to be more transparent, and then they want to decrease the operational expense. So by using the technology, we're able to provide a more profitable and then a manageable asset. They can use the asset more efficiently. And in doing so, on top of that, actually, we also provide the non-parking businesses. So we work with third party, right? Be it like EV charging, battery swapping. So all of these additional monetization we provide to the landowner. So besides the parking income, they will also get the non-parking income as well.
I see. It looks like real-time data analytics and cashless payments are also central to Seoul Parking's offerings here. How have these features enhanced the parking experience for both users and operators then, Kenneth? And what is the significance of providing this real-time analytics?
Specifically on the real-time data analytics is the most powerful aspects of our operating system. So operators can actually track the demand patterns, identify which are the peak hours, and then how do we actually optimize the staffing on per location basis, because different profiles have different demographics, and also adopt a different pricing strategies on what we call the dynamic pricing. So this level of insight is actually helping the landowner to be able to increase their income overall.
I see.
And then on the cashless payment, basically, I think it's going to improve the user experience. Actually, this is also benefited from the COVID era, right? Because we're using cash-based, payment, and then by integrating with e-wallets and TRIS payment, we've aligned with the, Indonesia's broader push towards the fintech ecosystem.
I see. Well, diving a little bit into those cashless payments as well, could you share any specific feedback from users on how this has improved the overall experience and efficiency of parking management?
Yes, so the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. So many of our users appreciate the speed and convenience of our system. So no more scrambling for small change or worrying about losing their parking ticket. So entering into the parking premise, our customer can also scan the barcode, and they will have a digital ticket, embedded on the mobile app, right? So they don't actually need the hard copy of the ticket anymore. And for the property owners, the digital payment actually improved the transparency and eliminated leakage from the manual cash handling. And in some locations, we've seen the revenue actually increase by up to 30% simply due to better tracking and reduced fraud. So ultimately, our goal is to modernize the Indonesian parking infrastructure, making it more smarter, from the landowner's perspective, and also improving the user experience for the end user.
I see. Well, Kenneth, Seoul Parking also aims to contribute to sustainable urban development by reducing congestion and improving accessibility in Indonesian cities. How has Seoul Parking helped contribute to sustainable urban development, though, particularly in high-density cities like Jakarta? And how do you measure the impact of Seoul Parking solutions on addressing these urban challenges?
Sure. So our mission actually goes beyond just improving the parking efficiency. So we aim to contribute to the whole sustainable, urban development by reducing congestion and also illegal parking, which are the top two, one of the biggest causes of economic Indonesia, right? And in high density cities like Jakarta, this inefficient parking actually can contribute to billions of dollars loss on an annual basis. So by providing the hardware technology, we're able to track key metrics from the environmental standpoint. So we're able to track, the idle time per vehicle, and also calculating the carbon metrics of the footprint being parked there, right? So as opposed to on-street parking. And then all of these carbon emission tracker, we're able to actually work with third party and then actually can potentially do carbon credit in the future, right? So I think that's just some of the examples on how we can make it more sustainable in the future.
I see. Well, Seoul Parking has grown rapidly, processing millions of parking transactions annually and expanding to multiple sectors here. And you've recently raised a Series A extension round, co-led by AC Ventures and AppWorks. How would this round of funding help Seoul Parking achieve its next phase of growth, Kenneth?
Yes, so we're planning to expand our footprint mostly in Indonesia. So we're going to target more of the second and third cities. So outside Jakarta and also, high-end cities like Bali and Surabaya. Mostly focus on commercial properties, transit hubs as well as residential area. And then on top of that, we're also going to fine-tune our technology. So we're going to enhance and then build more features to make the OS dashboard more complete. Also with AI-driven insights and predictive analytics. And not to mention the automation, right? And last but not least, we're going to pursue more strategic partnership. So be it with EV charging, battery swapping. So we're going to tackle the parking and the mobility solution all together. Yeah.
I see. Well, with over 100 partners and more than 20 million parking transactions processed annually, what do you believe has been the key to Seoul Parking's success? And how do you plan to build on this momentum as you continue to expand?
Sure. So it boils down to a few key points. I think number one being a deep understanding of the market. So Indonesia is a unique country, so we've built solutions tailored for the localization to address the unique mobility challenges, right? Secondly, I think being the scalability. So our asset-light approach actually allows us to adapt to different parking environment from small businesses all the way to large commercial hub. And not to mention the technology-driven efficiency, right, by replacing the outdated manual system with smart parking solution. But more importantly, I think the key drive is because of the team behind it, right? I think some of the teams that we've managed to onboard is actually the Avengers of the corporate staff, right? So I think kudos to my team as well. We're able to actually to at this point right now.
Amazing. Well, before we let you go here, Kenneth, looking ahead, what's next for Seoul Parking? How do you plan to stay at the forefront of innovation in parking management? Are there any new initiatives you're also excited to share about?
Sure. So from the parking journey, initially, we're going to develop more features such as Bluetooth technology, where you're able to actually go into the parking premise without actually opening up your windshield. And you can just press the Bluetooth and then the gate will automatically be open. So it will save a lot of time, especially. And then we're also going to integrate lots of the mobility partners, be it like EV charging, swapping, and then also to some extent like washing, like helmet or even like your cars, right? And then on top of that, we're going to, do advanced automation by providing more real-time demand forecasting and also how to optimize parking space further. And last but not least, we're actually cautiously looking at other markets in Southeast Asia because we do see that, besides Indonesia, there's also opportunity to expand, in other Southeast Asia markets. Case in point like Singapore or even like for two-wheeler heavy like Vietnam or even like Thailand, right? So I think that's some of the key areas that we're going to focus in the next few months.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much, Kenneth, for joining me today.
Thank you so much, Hongbin, for your time.
Thank you. Thank you. That was Kenneth Darmansjah, who is the CEO of Seoul Parking. This has been The Right Business with me, Hongbin Jeong.
To listen to more great interviews, download our podcasts at audio.sg or download the audio app. That's AWEDIO, audio at the App Store and Google Play.